Okay, on this episode of SRJ Chronicles number 2, SRJ is Self-Reflection Journal Chronicles. That is a tongue twister of a name. Full disclosure, these are videos simply for myself and my own entertainment, but I post them online regardless because I find that the more awareness I bring to my struggles and my pains and my fears, the less power they have over me. So I fully am creating these videos for my own self-enjoyment and my own personal reflection and development. But if you want to enjoy these, feel free, have a look at them. So yesterday, I posted my first kind of official video as I started on this journey of creating 10 videos in the and sharing and talking about my personal development journey and something that I'm extremely passionate about and something that I'm very scared to do. It's not something that everyone in my close circle of like my network of people, friends and family do. It is something very different and it's just not common. And so I think a lot of that is also coming up as I engage in the videos and in this process. So yesterday when I created those videos, I was editing them and I could feel the fears, I could feel the insecurities that I was talking about coming back in a variety of different ways. And one particular method that I found works exceptionally well is to give those fears and those thoughts and everything a voice. And by doing that, by voice I mean I write them down. And by writing them down, I can now see them, visualize them, and reference back to them. And when I do that, it actually helps remove the fear from running up in here and creating all kinds of different things. And it helps to it helps for me to just see things when I'm not particularly in that fear. So if I write down, hey, I'm scared of actually making these videos, okay, I write it down, and then when I put myself in a state where I am not scared, I can then reference that and like, okay, what was I really scared about? What was I going on? But if I don't do that, it runs in my unconscious, and as it's running in my unconscious, it's affecting the words, the thoughts, and the things that I do. And so this is a way for me to separate from that that scared part of me and to really be able to heal that and change the relationship that I have to it and the particular things that I'm doing. So I'm going to go over some of the things I wrote down on the papier yesterday. And first off, there was a lot of judgments. And I know that when I take on a new task, it's not necessarily the first time I do it. It's the second to like the fifth time that I'm doing it that most of these judgments are like fighting hard internally to really keep me and move me from doing that very thing that I want to do. And I usually do the first thing, oh, that was great, okay, you were just in this great mood and you were doing well, but then after they just bombard me. And so what I noticed yesterday was there was a considerable amount of judgment coming in after I made the video and when I was editing it and I was reviewing some of the way I was talking and showing up and behaving. I was very embarrassed. I felt very embarrassed. I was very critical, so I had a couple of those works down, like you're not doing well here, you're not doing well this. There was low confidence, low inner confidence in a lot of what was showing up. And of course, there was an underlying notion of fear. And how this was coming up in the actual videos in terms of the words that were being expressed was that I wasn't finishing my sentences. I was jumping from sentence to sentence to sentence. I was afraid of running out of things to say, so much so that I was overriding my actual thoughts. In fact, I had a completely discoherent state of thinking in where I would start with one train of thought and then continue on another train of thought and then continue on another train of thought. So I had this combination of discoherent jumping from thought to thought while also trying to not have a period of gap, so I was then just jumping on thought, on thought, on thought, instead of just finishing one train of thought. That was really interesting. So the rapid talking, no pausing. I was very afraid of pausing. That kind of agitated me big time. And the clarity behind the words in which I'm saying is not nailed down even the sentence. I don't have quite the clarity behind the words that I'm trying to say. The message that's coming up, that's being downloaded, that's up here, that I want to portray out. The clarity behind that has not yet caught up to that, and I know that's going to come with practice, and that's going to come with time. And overall, like I said, I have the internal fear. I also noticed I frequently use the words "so." I love the word "so." So this is the last time that I'm going to use it. Probably not. Definitely not. But I'm going to look to reduce it. I also use the words "like" and "just" quite a bit. So I'm going to be looking. So see, there it is. I used it again. I will be looking to kind of start reducing those out of my dictionary and see what that creates. Physically, I was noticing that there's this right eyebrow twitch that goes on. That's very interesting. And some of the thoughts that I had like these, my eyes were like half closed, and I think I'm going to inquire deeper about that. But what I truly think is going on there is actually me trying to disassociate from this and almost like fall asleep and completely avoid being present to what is actually happening. And that's literally me on camera talking about something I'm passionate about. There's this right hand bend that I do all the time. Not sure what that's all about. I mean, I do have tight wrists and stuff, so my wrist extension is not quite flexible there. It's like here, and I feel that when I do push-ups and handstands, so maybe I naturally gravitate to my hands is more like this because I'm on a keyboard all day long. And not looking at the camera, that's a big one. That one's going to really come with practice, because when I talk with people, I like to think and I like to just look at a bunch of different areas. It's something I'm going to have to work on here. Overall, however, the thing that I really like is that, I mean, currently I've got a very small audience, so at the end of the day, there isn't a lot of pressure here. Not a lot of people are going to see this, and so it's kind of it's releasing a lot of that pressure and that steam from it. I'm getting very humbled by this whole process. It's taken me years. I've actually, over a decade, I have listened to mentors talking on camera and seeing their transformations throughout the years and everything that they've been doing. And I said to myself that I really want to do this, yet I never started. And then I found a couple of other mentors recently within the last 2 years, especially in the last year, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that. This is so easy. My ego just came in through the roof. I'm like, this is a joke. Like, that's all I have to do. And I was fantasizing in the actual idea of that, of actually making those videos, having my business that does this, having my appearance that looks this way, but ultimately I was not actually doing the thing. I was just living in this fairy tale. And so I had this notion that it was very easy, and I went in with the expectation, a sea of expectations that, oh yeah, I'm just gonna nail this thing right on the spot, I'm gonna do all this. Yet when I actually started performing the activity, realized that this is a lot harder than I thought. And yeah, kudos to all of my mentors and everybody else. I apologize for thinking that way. It is quite a challenging thing to do. And I look forward to actually gaining the experience and the confidence in this, and actually developing into a better version of myself, I guess. It's testing the theory that I've been studying. So I've been engaging in self-development in this content for years, and really in the last 2.5 years, I've really dialed it in, and I've just been going ham on it. And what I found is that it's done transformative things in my life. It's transformed so many areas of my life in terms of the relationships that I have to myself, and then ultimately the relationship that I have to my wife, to my friends, to my family, and then the people, and it's kind of grown to the people in my work circle, the people that I engage with on a daily basis, to the things that I do, the things that I even say to myself. Yet I've been always avoiding one of the areas that I have the biggest fear around, and it's crazy to think like it's me sitting here recording my thoughts in this is scarier to me than going skydiving, than scuba diving with sharks, than street fighting, than doing crazy kinds of speed racing and all that kind of stuff that I did before. None of that really scares me as much as this. So it's interesting to know a lot of this theoretical stuff and this experiential stuff, and to know what's kind of happening as I do this journey, and to have this level of awareness as I take this thing on. I'm really excited to see what unfolds. And it's really helping me expose some old patterns and bring awareness to what has been keeping me afraid and keeping me stuck in that. So that's kind of what I got out of yesterday's experience. And today I'm going to be working on the second official kind of video, and we'll see what comes up from there. And then I'll do another little bit of a reflection after. See that. Okay, so I just finished recording that previous video, and what a day and night difference between that first video and this one. I felt in between that time of filming my first video, which was yesterday roughly at this time, and today, I felt a sea of fear, a sea of insecurities kind of come in, and I was able to voice them by putting them on paper so I can visualize them, and I was able to reflect on them, and I used a bit of meditation, and I used a bit of reflection, and then talking about it with my wife. I actually took the power away from them, and I was able to really look at it from a different perspective. And then I was able to come back and make this video again. And it showed up in a variety of different ways. I didn't want to actually work out this morning, and I actually didn't. I was trying to kind of collapse in a bunch of different ways, and the working out is just working out. It really helps keeps me driven. But I'm gonna work out tonight, so it doesn't matter. But last night I was trying to talk myself out of it before going to bed. I woke up middle of the night thinking about this fearful thing that I'm going to do. Why am I going to create this video? What's happening? I'm changing too much. I'm wasting my time. I'm spending too much time on this. So it was really cool to see that transformation happen. The words I'm choosing, the way I'm showing up, and how I feel aligned to what I'm saying. Moving forward, some things that I did notice is, I still have a bit of trouble with looking at the camera the whole time. I guess, I don't know, maybe I don't have to do that, and who cares? Whatever. Second thing that I have is still, it's going to come through practice, is voicing what I want to say. I still find that I go off on a tangent here, and then I start something else, and I jump to this one, and then I try and come back to this one on this one. So it's still a bit discoherent that I'm noticing. After I start video editing, I'm gonna look at myself and what's going on and see what else comes up. I did feel a little bit of that rushiness, but all of the things that I was feeling yesterday are severely diminished today, which is really cool because that is progress, and that's fantastic. And we'll see how the next video shows up and what comes up with that. So, future loving, message to you is, honestly, I don't know, you might be 10 years older than me right now, you might be 20 years, you might be however long, and whoever else is watching this. I just want to tell you, Mother, that this is something that I've been wanting to do for years, and it's something that I've been very terrified of. And I'm starting to see it was really just on my head, and I kind of feel silly. I really do feel silly about it. I don't know where this is going to go, or what you're going to end up doing, or what you're doing right now, but I just want you to know that I'm having a really good time. I'm in a really good place in my life, and I'm just so grateful to be actually taking these actions and doing something that scares me on a daily basis. It really, I feel way more alive. Yeah. So we'll leave it at that, and see you in the next video. Bye.